it's always shaking more than you could believe. We chase flights like birds, hoping that our spirits are free, but even though it all seems still it's so hard to breathe for me. I've known so much anxiety and so little about it, stuck being astounded, wondering if faking calm and wasting time are two sides of the same coin, two shades of the same gray. I hate taking two planes on the same day. I bet I look so still to you. Peaceful as the horizon over the ocean landscape, but trust me, I'm not the horizon. I am the turbulence in these waves, the storm after the calm, the smile when y'all are here, but it's nothing but fear when y'all are gone.
It's funny. We're all just passing through. Strangers. But for a few hours, we share the same space, the same path.
It's true. We're all moving forward, one way or the other. All these destinations, they're just the mark along the way.
I guess so. Feels like we're all navigating the same sky, different lives, but the same journey.
I've been flying for years. It still freaks me out every time. You'd think I'd get used to this by now, but
I don't think anyone really gets used to turbulence. It's part of the journey, right?
Refills, would anybody like a refill? If you have any garbage, please pass it on to the house. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I came here to escape, but maybe it's not the world I need to escape. Maybe it's part of myself that's afraid to take that next step. But it's a step forward, no matter what.
The plane begins its descent as the captain's voice comes over the intercom. The seatbelt sign dings again. The cabin's energy shifts, everyone preparing for landing. Alex gazing out the window one last time. The city lights now visible below.
Good morning, passengers. The captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign as we will be landing shortly. Please make sure your seatbelts are securely fastened with your trays and seat back in the upright position, with any carry-on luggage stored overhead or under the seat in front of you.
Bravery isn't just facing the unknown. It's trusting that somehow we'll find our way.
The plane touches down gently, the cabin fills with a sound of applause from a few passengers, and Alex smiles to himself, a quiet victory.
We have officially landed in Athens, Greece. It is a beautiful sunny day with a temperature of 84 degrees Fahrenheit, and the local time is 10:30 a.m. On behalf of Air Adam, we thank you for flying with us and hope you enjoyed your journey.
Please take your time getting your luggage out of your overhead compartment. And also, if anyone has a connecting flight, please let that passenger go connect to that flight. Thank you.
We hope to see you again.
Could the actors out on stage, please? I would like to thank you all for coming out and for taking the time, taking your time, which you know is very precious, and for coming along and supporting the work of our Adult Mothers Theatre Company. They have been working incredibly hard in devising the show, in writing the show, in rewriting the show, figuring out the order that it was going to be in. It is a work in progress, as I said in the program. So it's not a complete, fully fleshed out production, but it's a step in the development of this show. And we would love your feedback. If you have any comments, suggestions on how we can improve it and make it better for the next time around, please share them. I know it's hard to be the first person to reach it, but if somebody could. Okay, thank you.
All right, well, first of all, I want to give another round of applause. I definitely think that now that it's over, I can definitely make those connecting bits a lot more clearly than I was in the moment. And so I think the biggest piece of feedback that I would give is just making sure that everybody feels like a fleshed out character in the same way. Yeah.
No, thank you for that. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say thank you.
Clearly, the pieces are held together very loosely, and people aren't fully fleshed out characters. And so that would absolutely be part of the further development. So thank you for saying that, for reminding us.
Anybody else?
All right, that was a good night. Yeah, no.
How did you guys enjoy the show?
It was good. Your part made me cry that day. And,
I'm sorry.
no, it's, thank you for sharing, thank you for the work, and thank you, Francis, for continuing to make this grow and make this an important part of everyone's life. It's always around.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like the statement. Whoever did that, it's clean. I like it.
And you'll be doing more throughout the summer, or?
We will have a regular Marvelous Theatre Summer Intensive, and that's where you get people from the Summer Youth Program, they sign up to work with My Voice for the summer. Noah was, some of you did that, Calvin, Ray, and I see Janelle in the back, who also was a member of My Voice, and Oliver. And Jeremiah. There's a whole host of former My Voice Theatre people. This summer we're working on a show called Me, Myself, I. It has yet to be written, we just have a title. That's how we all start, so it's all good. We'll just see what develops.
Awesome job, awesome job.
Explain to us your process. Like, is there one main writer, everyone writes their own part? Are you writing from real life experiences, or was that made up? Or, so we understand.
I'm like, it is genuinely a little bit of everything that you said. So when we end up meeting, we usually start off our days with a 5-minute free write, or we're just writing whatever. We share those aloud, and then from that, we're like stirring thoughts and ideas in each other's heads. We'll get up on stage, we might do some improvs with like random ideas or topics. Then with those improvs, we're like, stirring the pot, getting some more ideas, and then we take time independently to each write things. So I think everybody in the show did write one of the pieces that was performed up here today. But yeah, I don't know if anybody wants to add more.
With My Voice, we're an issues theater-based company, so we look at issues that are affecting the community, us individually, our relationships, and then we kind of just flesh that out into either like Carmona's piece, where it's like an actual thing that happened in her life, and she fleshed that out and wants to share that story. For other people like me, it's the current political system and laughing and making satire jokes at Trump and making jokes like that.
We also are pretty intentional about having an opportunity to share our own work at some point, but just as importantly, if someone doesn't necessarily, like all the time, someone will write something, but they don't necessarily feel like they're the person to best embody that character in the moment. And so, there's pieces where it was written by somebody, and then 2 other people, 3 other people, whatever it is, came together to bring that to life on their behalf for whatever reason. And I've always thought that was one of the most powerful things about My Voice, where you know, this isn't by any stretch anyone's career now, except for the superstar, but we all, in a pretty short amount of time, were able to really develop these scenes. And a lot of times, that's because we have each other's support, not because it comes so easily or naturally to us as writers or actors, but because someone's like, hey, I got you. You know, here's a scene. Hey, guys, I wrote this scene. I'm not the person for it. Y'all do something cool with it. And 10 out of 10 times, that's what happened.
My piece, guys, took me years to even come forward to it. But speaking of Francis, my best friend over here, throughout the years, just expressing and holding back. And when Francis offered the adult, my voice, I felt it was time to get that out and to be able to connect to some folks and hopefully some people get the courage to speak up and get this thing out, because sometimes, unfortunately, things happen. And I know being Hispanic, there's a lot of tapando el cielo con la mano, and that means to cover the sky with your hand because, oh, shh, don't say nothing, but we suffer. So with a program like this, thanks to Francis, so many people, he is therapy. He has been for me and for many others, if I'm not getting ahead of myself and speaking for you guys. But in turn, we give it to the audience, and you guys also, I hope you guys got strength for that. That was a true story. I thought it was a little too much, but
Thank you for sharing that. It was perfect.
thank you.
And the courage and the lessons that look forward to.
Thank you.
And you do that.
Yeah, I am. Seriously, after this, even before this, we were rehearsing, and it was comfortable, and then when it was time, like, people won't actually hear this now. This is it. I came back up now. And I'm glad, and thank you guys for listening.
Just two things. One, I like the big me and little me. I think for so many people, we are kind of trying to heal our inner wounds, our inner child wounds, so I love that. And I gotta say, I love the musicality to everything. It was just connected to everything. It was kind of like a prelude. Just a slight suggestion is just expanding the genre so it can touch different generations in the audience. Maybe the actors can kind of pick their song, but but the music is my kind of music, so sorry. I loved every song, but it was just like, I liked how the music just fell into place. And it was really delightful. I enjoyed it thoroughly for everyone.
Janelle.
Great performance. I really enjoyed everything that I saw today. I just wanted to ask, like, what personal, like, rituals or, like, routines get you into the headspace of, like, preparing a performance like this today?
I'm sorry, I heard bits and pieces.
What do you do to prepare yourself for performing? What kind of headspace do you need to be in? How do you prepare for that?
Can I? Well, to prepare for it, again, I can only speak for myself, but then they've been here. This is my first year. They've been here already. So to prepare for this, I had to first agree with myself that I was going to do it, what I was going to write, bringing in, sharing it with them first. They've given me feedback. And then just practicing and just thinking to myself, the goal is to share, to connect, and hope to heal. If that makes sense to you guys.
Me personally, like right before performing on stage, the day of, I do a run through of the whole show in my head, like as fast as I can twice, just to make sure I have all the lines, like if I'm off book. And then once like here in the scene, like preparing up the stage and stuff, I'm genuinely just like breathing a lot, like taking actual conscious
deep breaths, because it's easy for me to just coast and like la 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 and just be going. I really appreciate acting and I like it because I'm a really emotional person. So the way that I get into it and the way that I prepare is by not reading what's happening, but like playing pretend in my head and imagining that this literally just happened and that this is real. So now I'm making a fantasy world.
There's an acting method called Stanislavski's what if, right? So it's putting yourself in that what if situation of that actor or that character that you're playing. So for me, I kind of get into that headspace of like, what if I'm going through this? What if I'm feeling this way? What if I'm going through these circumstances and situations? How do I react? So I can bring that to the character so that it feels like I'm having these emotions for the first time. So you guys can see that I'm emotionally connecting for like the first time almost. You guys can like resonate with that.
And we'll bring Albert.
I just want to say that was an amazing show, and I think it's crazy like when you think you can run out of ideas, because I've seen so many of these shows, like I've seen shows, and just like when you think there's a point where like there's no more ideas, you guys come up with something else, and so I think the concept of revivals and departures is like such a good concept. Like everyone's on this journey, on this path, whether it's like physical, like playing, or a mental journey. I think overall, like the idea was amazing, the execution was amazing. Congrats, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that, Oliver. Thank you all for coming. So, with me, I travel a lot, and for a lot of learning experience to learn about myself, the world, culture, people, and sometimes when I'm on a plane, I don't know these people sitting next to me, but conversation always sparks, right? I don't know them, but like in this moment in time, we're kind of placed together at like different paths and different crossroads. So, which kind of inspired me to write about like the flight, right? Because we all come with different experiences, some that are shared, some that are not even articulated. Everyone's going through different internal and external challenges through, and you know, sharing similar paths. So, and what's so good is like all of us are in the same space together, just very open to the experience, really just, you know, have from different walks, but we all come together at one point. So I think, yeah.
And just to comment on the development of that last piece, whether on the airplane, that started out as a monologue. And I had said, Adam, well, let's look at doing something slightly different with this.
Oh yeah, I kind of wrote like an essay.
Right, it was kind of like an essay, or like a novel. It's like a novel in 3 or 4 editions. And so it's like, how can we connect to what it is that you were saying here, but in a way that is really going to be engaging to people and to pull people in. And Adam, to his credit, was like, okay, let me think about it. He went away and he came back the following week, and that's the piece that was written. So it shows the development and how pieces can develop from what's written initially. And of course we're open to that and seeing what happens and trusting the process. A couple of weeks ago, I wasn't sure what the show was going to look like. We didn't have an order, and I think once we got the order show, that's when it fell into place. And we knew that it started somewhere, it departed from somewhere and arrived somewhere else. And that's where Departure and Arrivals came from. And I could not be more proud of these young people that are sitting on this stage, because they make my coming to work and doing this work a great joy. And that doesn't mean that I don't snap at them and yell at them when they're in the place or somebody forgot something. But I do love them really. And so I thank you all for sharing your stories and for being brave enough to do that. So thank you. And I think that's probably a good note to leave on. So if, when you were coming in, if you didn't sign the sign-in sheet,